Alrighty, hello my beautiful friends. So today is Tuesday. Welcome back to school. Can you turn your volume down just a little, please? I'm just hearing some echo. Thank you. So today is Tuesday. Really quick, what we're going over today. And I know if you're in my room, I was taking attendance and we missed a lot of school yesterday. So if you need to go back and do yesterday's assignments, feel free to do so. Like I said, today is Tuesday. Just a reminder, we have no school tomorrow. For the first time in a long time, we don't have virtual school. We don't have in-person school. We don't have any kind of school. I don't even have to be at school tomorrow. Miss Bryson doesn't have to be at school tomorrow. Tomorrow is Veterans Day, so remember to go home, remember your veterans. If you have family members or friends who have served for our country, remember them. Enjoy some time at home with your friends and family. Remember, there's no school tomorrow, but today we are hard at work. So we're starting with our live Zoom. We do have a special video from Dr. Caton we're going to watch here in a few minutes as a part of our live reading video. And then we're going to jump into Unique Learning, where we are going to be reading chapter 2, which you should have read some yesterday, but I think a lot of you missed it. So we're going to read chapter 2 of our book, which is about, if you saw, it's about ancient Egypt and paper. So we're going to learn about how paper was first made. And then we're going to jump down to our reading groups. If you're in PCI 1, you are going to be working on the words get and win. You're going to be reading the book My School. If you're in PCI 2, if you are in that group, you're going to be doing a lot of words. Since we're missing tomorrow, we're doubling up on words today. So you're going to be reading party, family, together, and table as part of the book Family Day at the Park. So you're going to be doing a lot of work there today. And if you're in that third ELA group, you're going to be finishing up chapter 7 of Dragon Wings. We are getting closer and closer to the end of that book, Dragon Wings. Moving on, news to you. If you missed yesterday, we are starting a new article called NASCAR Championship Race. So if you like NASCAR, this is the week for you. Group 1, you're doing a review page, and Group 2, you're doing some fill-in-the-blank puzzle pages. So get excited. If you like NASCAR, this week is for you. At 10:20, Miss Bryson's going live with Math Zoom. For Unique Learning, we are working on adding 2-digit numbers with carrying. So some more advanced addition problems for us today. Like always, our Explore Math. And then for social videos today, we are with Focus on Feelings, finishing up our chapter called A Big Mistake. That is already posted and ready for you when you are ready to watch. And like always, complete our daily exit ticket at the end of the day. That was really quick, but I want to keep y'all's attention. Do you have any questions about what's going on today? All right, without further ado, Dr. Caton and Mr. Hutchinson have provided us with a Charger roundup that they want us to watch. Do you see them on the screen? Yeah. Okay, perfect. Just making sure before I play. So this video is about 12 minutes long, so let's see what they have to say for us.
How are you all doing? Welcome to the Charger Roundup. I'm your pseudo-host, Assistant Principal Rich Hutchinson, with the start of the hour, Dr. Caton, Principal here at Griffin High School.
Howdy, Chargers! I hope you are having a great day. We wanted to provide this new platform to give you some announcements of things that have happened at Griffin this week. And like Mr. Hutchinson said, we thought it'd be corny and cute to call it the Charger Roundup. So let's get started. Let's review the week at Griffin High School. Let's start first with things that happened Saturday, which was the coverless car wash. Mr. Hutchinson, did you go to the coverless car wash?
I went to the coverless car wash. It was wonderful. I was mocked because my car was totally filthy. I've been waiting. Mr. Henning and Mr. Blackman were pushing this, so I saved and waited. My kids at home were crying, "What's your car doing so good?" And then Mr. Henning commented on how bad it was. Wonderful folks were out there, stormtroopers. There was a wizard. I think there were some goblins. penguins, there's some Pokemon, lots of different things
Wait.
out there.
The question is, Mr. Hutchinson, what did you dress up as?
Well, folks, I was Joe Exotic.
Joe Exotic.
Keeping Aiden Griffin exotic.
Joe Exotic. Oh my word. I should have gone and should have been Carol Baskins. That's what I should have done. Yeah. I did not go to the Coverless Car Wash. For those of you who do not know me well, Halloween is my favorite holiday ever.
It's like a sacred holiday.
It's very sacred. So, I was getting my yard prepared because we had lots of trick-or-treaters, and that's huge for me because I love Halloween. So
It's a full-out amusement park.
It's
there
it's
at your
awesome.
house.
It is. It's awesome.
It's out of control.
But hey, let's talk a little bit about some announcements right quick. Just to let y'all know, I think that everybody's had their pictures taken, or should have had their pictures
I
taken.
think so. Miss Smith and the yearbook folks have been working on that. We've had picture opportunities. If you haven't, I think you still need to get a hold of her.
Yeah.
If you have, the portraits have been put up by Eastern Wind Photo, and you can go to our website and check that out. If you don't have your access code, you just need to get a hold of Miss Smith, and she can help you out with that. You need your access code and your email address.
Yeah,
to see
because
the proofs.
Yeah, because if you don't pick out your proof or pick out what you want in the yearbook, we might put one like with you like this, or something really
Eyes
corny.
closed.
Eyes closed, something corny. We would do
Of
that.
course, you don't have your mask in those pictures.
Right.
but
You get to take your mask off for a hot second.
That's probably like no one will know who you are
right.
because they won't recognize you without the mask.
Yeah. Nobody knows who I am, which is great. Anyway, hey, so there's another cool thing that we have this week. We had some positive teacher referrals this
We
week.
did have some positive
And
teachers.
so, students, if you want to send out a shout out to your teacher who's really done some good stuff for you, please email me. I can give them a certificate because teachers really appreciate that. And guess who got the positive teacher referral this week? Well, actually, let me talk about who got it last week because we just starting this. This is our first edition. So last week, Mr. Butterworth and Miss Applewhite got the positive teacher referral. And this week, guess who got it this week? It was just our one and only Mr. Hutchinson who got the positive teacher referral.
It was a big surprise. It was nice. Dr. Gaines framed it up and given it. So really, please reach out. It's really needed for the teachers. They need to hear good things also, just like we want you guys to be hearing good things from us.
So a positive teacher referral is just something that your parents or you can just send me an email and just saying how awesome one of your teachers is, and we will give them a certificate and just tell them how appreciated they are. So anyway, we got some information for some seniors. We need some seniors. You need seniors, please listen. This is very important. This is your senior year.
It's that time.
And then, even though we are doing COVID, we're hoping that we still get to have you experience a lot of awesome things this senior year. So one of the awesome things is your yearbook.
Which is kind of, that's the roundup for your high school experience, We're rounding up the week. This is your roundup for the year. We want to fish things out with a bang. And you kind of do want that senior yearbook to be able to take and have and treasure the memories of wearing a mask during COVID. Maybe you won't forget that. However, it's also kind of a culmination of your high school experience. And we want you to make sure you get your quotes in to Mrs. Smith because we need those to get those pages published so we can get you the yearbook on time.
And we want to make sure you get your baby pictures. So you get your inspirational quote and your baby picture to Miss Smith by November 30th. What did your baby picture look like in your yearbook? Did you even have a yearbook?
It was back in the Stone Ages and was in black and white, but yes, we have it. And I think I was crawling on some blanket wearing bib overalls. It was horrible.
My baby picture.
Everyone made fun of me. It was much appreciated.
So my baby picture, I didn't have hair until forever.
Oh, wow.
I think I was like 2 years old before I really had hair.
The bald baby.
I was the bald baby.
I was the bald baby.
I was the baby that, when somebody went up to him, they were like, oh, that's a cute little boy. And my mom would be like, no, it's a little girl. And she would have me in pink dresses.
And they still like.
It's still, I was.
No hair.
So, awesome. Cool. So talk about what we're doing brand new at Aiden Griffin. This is our second week. We have had
really only week 2.
It's only week 2. We started with Talk It Out Thursdays.
Yeah.
So you want to talk about Talk It Out Thursdays?
Well, Talk It Out Thursdays are a great way just to kind of touch base with your teachers and connect. And so with Talk About Thursdays, we ask some questions. And so like some of the questions, I'm going to ask Dr. Kate some of the questions because we want to hear some of her takes on it. The best things about the Talk About Thursdays, in my opinion, is if you answer and submit your answers, you get entered into a drawing and win a gift card.
Yeah, and Shania, she won the gift card this year. So
Yeah, Shania
this week. So congratulations, Shania. And Danny won it last week.
Yeah, he did.
So,
Yep.
so that's awesome.
So hold on.
Okay,
Questions.
go ahead.
Okay. Things you would like to be the boss of. What's a thing you would like to be the boss of?
So I thought about this a lot, and some days I would like not to be the boss, which would be nice. But then I was like, something that I'd like to be boss of. I was like, maybe Disneyland or Disney World, because I do love roller coasters, and then that way I could just go to the front and not have to worry about it, and I could go and eat whatever because I love those Mickey Mouse ice creams. Oh, that'd be great.
You know what I've heard is at Disney World, like that if you work there, you get to ride the rides after everyone leaves.
Yeah,
And
that'd
like,
be awesome.
I would totally love riding a
I would
roller
too.
coaster at night because it really is crazy.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I think like Halloween time at Disney would be so cool too. So I think I'd like to be Disney, but it would not have to be stressful. It would just have to be fun,
Yeah.
right? That would be all right.
Yeah.
So.
Well, there were a couple other ones.
Okay, cool.
This is one. Things you wish were already finished. I think there's one that everyone's probably
Of
gonna say.
course, I wish that COVID was already finished. I'm so ready for COVID to be done. I miss seeing the kids. I miss seeing all of you in the hallways. I miss your rowdiness. Is that the right word? Rowdiness.
Yeah.
I miss all that stuff. I love seeing all the kids here, and I really miss that. So I would love for COVID to be over with.
Yeah, that's definitely probably the top answer we got this week.
Yeah.
And then here's one. Like, I don't know where this question came from or how it was inspired, but things seagulls are actually saying when they squawk at each other.
So, like, I think it's kind of like, is it the movie Finding Nemo? Where is it where the seagulls are like, mine? I really think that. Yeah. But I did read a kid's response, and it was pretty awesome. They said, bombs away. I thought that was pretty funny.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I can't remember what student that was, but they were like,
We need to look that up.
yeah, they were like,
that's a no. That's an honorable mention. We should probably.
I have to look up my next thing, but I think that when they said that they were probably thinking bombs away. That's so true because, when you go to the beach and then somebody starts to feed the seagulls and you're so scared because you're scared they might poop on you. But anyway, that's the big thing. Hey, so another announcement for our seniors, I need to make sure I get y'all straight with that, is to make sure about your cap and gown. Make sure you've ordered your cap and gown. And we're going to flash up a link. Make sure you've taken care of that. Jason Hogan is phenomenal. He will help you get your cap and gown. We remember those of you, if you don't know, of course you should know that. And even though we had COVID, I made sure that we still walked across the stage last year, and I'm going to do everything I can to make sure we do that again this year. Yep. So you need to get your cap and gown.
And it's one of those things where you say, oh, I'm not going to do this, but it's like right at the last second, you're suddenly like, oh, hey, oh my goodness, I want to do this, especially after all the hard work everyone's doing to deal with COVID and synchronous and asynchronous learning, and in and out, A week, B week, all that jazz. You definitely need to go ahead, get your cap and gown, because it's only one time you graduate from high school. At least we hope you only graduate from high school one time.
That's right. And so we're going to wrap it up today with, we started this month in November is Spirit Fridays. And that's why we have, we're at the stadium today. And I have on my jersey, because the Spirit Friday this week is wearing your favorite team or jersey. So my favorite team is the Philadelphia Eagles. And I know some of you are like, but honestly, my husband's a Philly fan. I had to be a Philly fan just because of my husband. I do love football. I'm not a huge basketball person, but I love watching football. That's my go-to is Philly. What would you, even though you're...
I am. I'm wearing my favorite team.
Oh, there you go.
Griffin Chargers. In the house.
So that's one thing we both miss is we miss having Friday night football. We're hoping that's going to start in February. I think volleyball starts.
Volleyball's kicking off here like this month. We have volleyball games going on this month. And the cool thing we have going on at school is those are going to be able to be streamed. Because of COVID, we can't have people in the stands so much, only a very small amount. And That's a very limited thing where I shouldn't even mention it. But we're going to have it streaming where you can watch the game at home, socially distanced.
That's right. So the last thing I'm going to tell you before we wrap up everything is that we are preparing for next semester. Surveys have just gone out to your parents and possibly you as well to see if you want to be a face-to-face learner or if you want to continue or if you want to be a virtual learner next semester. We're hoping that you decide that you want to be face-to-face because we miss seeing your faces. I know that you want to see this face every day as well, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, or at least my mask.
That's right.
I mean, and most of the time it's the blob orange one.
And don't you feel like Ziggy? Do you know who Ziggy is? Don't you feel like, Ziggy, that's, okay, well, that's not
The comic,
yeah, the comic Ziggy,
yeah.
anyway.
Like, you're dating us.
I know, we're very old. They would know who Ziggy is. Anyway.
So, but with that, please get that done because we need to plan to make sure we can keep everyone safe and socially distanced, and we need that information. So please talk to your parents about it, get them to sign up on that survey, and we will catch you later, Chargers.
And just remember, this is the Friday Charger Roundup. I'm Dr. Caton with Mr. Hutchinson, and remember to always keep charging towards excellence.
Alrighty, so that was our video from our crazy principal, Dr. Caton, and Mr. Hutchinson. So I hope you guys are all still there and awake. Is everyone still there? Hello, everyone. Alrighty, so really quick, I know that was a long video, but we still got to do our unique learning, okay? So like I said, today we are reading Chapter 2, Ancient Egypt and Paper. So before we jump into that, I want us to review what is paper. And so, we use paper all the time. It's something we don't really think about. So I have a picture of, a little piece of paper here. And the definition is a thin material made from wood, often used for writing. So is paper, I need to hear some feedback here. Make sure you guys are still listening. So is paper a person, place, or thing, an action word, or a describing word?
A person, place, or thing.
Ooh, I hear someone in my room say person, place, or thing. Does everyone agree? I need to hear some feedback. Do we think it's a person, place, or thing?
Person, place, or thing.
Raise your hand if you think that's correct. Hello, people in my room. Do y'all think it's a person, place, or thing? Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you think it's an action word. Raise your hand if you think it's a describing word. Hello, it's a person, place, or thing. It's a noun. Paper is a noun. All righty. Who can use the word paper in a sentence? I like that sentence.
This is my paper.
This is my paper. Thank you for someone's listening out there. Do you have one for me? Oh, I'm coloring the paper. Someone in our chat bar put we use paper to work on. I love those. So how about I say, I'm going to use the one in our in the chat bar, because thank you for using the chat bar. We use paper to work on. Very good. I love that interaction there. Good job, guys. And so really quickly, before we read our chapter, we're going to be, I'm going to watch a short video about how they made paper in ancient Egypt. Alrighty, so that was just a really quick visual of how they made paper. It's a lot harder than you guys think. So let's jump ahead to our chapter. So chapter 2, Ancient Egypt and Paper. Let me turn our volume down so it's gonna be loud.
Dr. Jones stops the class in front of the next display. Dr. Jones points to a rolled up piece of paper. Mary Beth says, "That looks like old, dirty paper rolled up." "It sure does," says Dr. Jones. "And you are right. It sure is old, dirty paper. It is actually an ancient Egyptian scroll."
So this is an old Egyptian scroll. So that's an old way they used paper.
Dr. Jones says that this thick paper scroll was made by the ancient Egyptians about 5,000 years ago. He says, the ancient community of Egypt was in the deserts of Africa. People were able to live in Egypt because of the water from the Nile River. They used the water for drinking and washing themselves and their clothes.
So the Nile River really helped them out a lot. They used it for drinking water and washing themselves and their clothes.
The Egyptians were able to farm in the desert because of the Nile River. Each year, the river flooded. After the flood, the soil was rich and fertile. Plants grew in this soil. One of the plants was papyrus, Dr. Jones explains.
So you can see this is a picture of the Nile River and all the plants and trees around it. So pretty.
Papyrus was used for many things. One of its main purposes was for writing. Before papyrus, symbols were carved into stone and clay tablets with tools. Archaeologists have found these symbols carved into pyramids and on pottery, explains Dr. Jones.
So let's zoom into our picture really quick. So this is how they would use to write before papyrus was used. So a stone, and they would etch it into the stone. I don't know about you, but that would take a long time. And so then they started using papyrus.
The ancient Egyptians cut the papyrus stalks into strips. Then, they laid the strips out and piled them on top of each other. They pounded them to make them stick together. They laid a weight on top of the sheet to smooth and thin it out. After it was dry, many sheets were put together to form long scrolls of paper, says Dr. Jones.
So if you look at this picture, it's kind of like the video we watched. It started with a plant, and then they cut it into strips. They would kind of weave it together and pat it down and wet it and let it dry. And they put lots of those together, and then that would be the form of paper. So that took a long time just to make a scroll of paper. That would take days to do that.
What did they use to write with? Asks Keisha. They made pens out of reeds and dipped them in ink, says Dr. Jones. It was easier for them to write this way than with stones.
So this is another thing, if you saw this in the video, if you were paying attention, they had a reed and they would dip it in ink, and that was the way they used a pen. And really that's not, too far from the way we use pens, because today our pens, they still have ink in them. We just don't have to dip it anymore. It's kind of built into the pen.
Papyrus is one of the earliest forms of paper. It was a positive change in the ancient community of Egypt. Archaeologists find and read the papyrus scrolls to learn more about the ancient Egyptian life and culture, says Dr. Jones.
So archaeologists, remember, they study human history. They find and read the papyrus scrolls, and they can learn a lot from those. It's the way that they documented history.
And we use paper today. In school or at home, we can read the newspaper or a book. write a letter, and even do our homework. The invention of paper made out of papyrus was a positive change for Egypt as well as us, says Lucy. That's right. Now let's move on to the next exhibit, says Dr. Jones.
Can you only imagine if they did not invent or figure out how to make paper out of papyrus? We would have to write, every day when we're doing our math problems. Can you imagine Miss Bryson making you chisel into a stone those addition problems? Oh my gosh, that would take forever. It would be so dusty and dirty. Oh, that would be terrible. So thank the Lord for the ancient Egyptians and their invention of papyrus and making, or not inventing papyrus. They found papyrus and they made paper with it. Thank goodness for that, because I would not want to be writing on stone. So thank you guys for holding in today. I know we had a kind of long lesson since we were watching that video from Dr. Caton. But just a reminder, we're finished with unique. Just make sure you go in there, and there's some comprehension questions that you need to answer. So make sure you do that. Jump into your reading groups, and then we got about 30 minutes until we got Miss Bryson's live video. Alrighty, so I'll see you guys at 10:20. Oh my gosh. Alrighty, see you guys later.